up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna review another ridiculous situation that men have to deal with out here in this dating cesspool. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it.
Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not gonna let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you? You're recording me?
First of all, look how polite and look how kind he's being. He's like, do you want me to like open the door for you, or what's up? Like, he's trying to be a gentleman. He's trying to be chivalrous. And look how standoffish she's being with her shades on, smiling, laughing at him in his car, by the way, doors locked, in his vehicle, being disrespectful off top. Like, oh, you're not gonna get out the car? Like, really? You know what I mean? This is crazy. This is absolutely ridiculous mindset already. A sense of entitlement is on a whole nother level at this point. Like, you in my car, you lock my doors. I'm trying to be chivalrous and be a gentleman with you and open the door for you.
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
Somebody who looks like what? You're not that cute, first of all. Second of all, the Cheesecake Factory is a very good establishment who makes very good food, who has very nice chefs. The decor is pretty nice. The food is better than Applebee's, right? And you look like it's suitable for what you look like.
Talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay.
The audacity of this woman to be in this man's car telling him what to do, first of all, and being this disrespectful about a location that he's chosen for them to go eat at. Cheesecake Factory is not a slum. It's not fucking McDonald's. It's not Burger King. It's not Applebee's. It's not Chili's. It's the Cheesecake Factory. In fact, their food is top notch, and they do worry about quality. And I understand it's a chain restaurant, but still, it's still a really good restaurant. It's still a really good restaurant. It does not have to be a 5-star restaurant, 5-star dinner every time. You're still gonna walk out of the Cheesecake Factory spending $70 to $80 on a meal, especially if you order drinks. Okay, so it's still, you know, this is the type of woman that gives women a bad image, a bad name, and a bad reputation. And this is the reason why so many men are speaking up against the situation. It's because of the simple fact that when a man pulls up and he's trying to be chivalrous, he's trying to be a gentleman, and he's trying to open your car door to get you into an establishment that's not a bad establishment. Cheesecake Factory is not a bad place to go and eat. They got great food. They got great choices. They got great options. Anybody can be able to go there and pull up and get something really good to eat. But for you to react the way that you're reacting, not only is it out of line, but you're completely out of pocket. And you're a bad example for women. You're setting a terrible example for women. And honestly, this is embarrassing. But let's continue.
Okay. So
yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I'm taking someone out on a date, especially a first date, I expect some basic courtesy. You know, show up on time, Be respectful, and maybe, just maybe, put your phone away and actually engage in a conversation. But no, not this lady. She's too busy live streaming her entitlement on TikTok. And then she starts questioning the choice of the restaurant. Honey, it's the Cheesecake Factory, not some 5-star Michelin restaurant. It's good food, and if you're too good for it, well, then I guess you're just too good for me.
To this date, as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least, you know.
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like, even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
maybe
I don't
we're not
know
there
yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Well, look at
I mean,
my planner where we were gonna go originally.
see, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call
See,
him. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I
I know you
specifically
didn't.
told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs
I understand.
for an hour, right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment.
And
that is not possible.
Now, back in the day, before internet and for all this craziness, a man used to show up to a woman's house, pick her up for a nice dinner out. And when he gets there, if she's not quite ready yet, she typically would say, hey, come on in and wait for me on the inside. Just to be polite and be nice and be courteous to that man. And then that man would see that as a nice and kind gesture. Now, I totally understand that the young lady didn't want him inside of her apartment, and they, need to get to know each other a little bit better. Not too sure what type of man he is. I totally understand it and I get it. But that's a strike. That's still a strike. Because why would you have this man come pick you up? Why not just meet him there? Just meet him at the location so he didn't have to wait on you outside in his car. You don't have to worry about being disrespectful. But let's continue.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing. Which I'm still willing to do. I would have been.
Okay.
But if we're late, I told you twice.
It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. I'm waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that?
I literally
you don't
just said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
And did you catch how she tried to blame the guy for not meeting her expectations? Lady, he's not a mind reader. If you have certain expectations, communicate them. Don't just assume he knows everything you're thinking. And honestly, her makeup? I mean, who's advising her on that? It's like she dipped her face in a bucket of paint. But you know what the best part was? The guy's response. He didn't put up with her nonsense. He didn't try to argue or plead with her. He simply said, you know what? I'm dropping you off home. And that, my friends, is how you handle entitlement.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I love it.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Please,
But
what the parking space?
if I don't feel
Can you
respected,
see-
I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You really leaving?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. Well, I'm sorry. I understand where you're coming from.
Disrespectful. Didn't invite him up to wait for her or anything. He's outside waiting for her in the car for an hour. That's completely and totally disrespectful right there off top. Should have been totally and utterly apologetic from that point moving forward and been willing to accept or receive whatever he was willing to do for you. Well, you took so long, we missed our reservation. Now, since we missed our reservation and you want to be disrespectful to me, we're going to pull up to still a nice establishment. You're going to still be able to eat good food, and it's going to be totally and completely free to you. You're not going to have to spend a dime. I'm going to pay for it. But it ain't going to be that upscale restaurant. You're not behaving with respect. You're not respecting me and my time. Place Alexandria, wherever place that he was going to take her, nice place, upscale restaurant, right? He called up there, set the reservation. Ain't no telling what he wanted to do when he set that reservation. Hey, can you have a bottle on standby, bottle of champagne, bottle of wine? Do I feel like that this one deserved all that? No, but he's a gentleman. I don't think that she deserved it. I don't think that she's cute enough, but he's a gentleman, so he was willing to provide it, right? Set it up. Hey, told you, hey, can you be ready? Can you be ready by 4? I'm gonna be there to pick you up. Gentleman, chivalrous, knows what he wants, very precise. Love how this guy's handling this, because you know what? You're not respecting my time. You're not respecting me. I had a much better situation planned, and then you decided you wanted to take your time with me. You didn't respect me. You weren't excited enough to get ready and be ready by 4. So he says, respectfully, I'm gonna go ahead and take you home. I'm 110% lying in an agreement with this guy and what he's deciding to do. Yes, in these circumstances, he pulled up, he was on time, he set the reservations, a complete gentleman about the whole situation, and you decided you wanted to do what you wanted to do as a woman out here in this cesspool of a dating world at your big age. And you want to decide, hey, I'm going to take my time. I don't care what work had you held up to do. If you knew that work could have possibly held you up, you should have been like, hey, could 5:30 be a more reasonable time for us? Because I'm going to be just getting out of work. I'm going to need a little bit of time to get ready for you because I want to look my best. You always communicate effectively. And one thing about women nowadays, honestly, they fail to communicate effectively, especially the ones who are a little bit more attractive. They don't have to work on their personal skills. They don't have to work on being personable. They don't have to work on having skills to dating skills or skills to be able to work out problems and situations within their relationship. So it's like, you know, without having to work on some of these things, you tend to lose. You tend to lose on good people, on good men who be willing to give you a Super Bowl ring out here because of the simple fact that you're being a disrespectful person. If you weren't ready and I pulled up to come get you and you decided you wanted me to wait for at least 45 minutes to an hour until you were ready to come down and get in my car, then I'm opening the door for you. I'm being a gentleman, being chivalrous. I got everything set up and ready to go, and we miss our reservation because you took too long, then guess what? That means that you just didn't want to go. It means that you weren't that interested in being at the place that I had set. So you know what? I think I'm going to go with plan B because I want to see how you react. I want to see your options. And you got to remember it, especially all you ladies. You are not dating a man for his wallet. You're dating a man for his personality, the way he is going to treat you, the way he's going to love you, cherish you. He's going to respect you, respect your family, respect his mother. You're dating a man for who he is as a person. A lot of women are looking to date a man that they can brag about. They can brag about a wallet. Oh, he took me here, girl. He did this, he did that. He did this, and did that. You want to be able to brag. And that's what you want. You don't want a real, true life partner. You want to be able to brag. You want bragging rights. You want attention. This is what you want. And this is what she wants. A female, a woman who is not that attractive, who is not that good looking, who is average at best, and that's what makeup on, is going to behave in a way as to where she should get supermodel, top 10 tier treatment. And she's allowed to be late. And she's allowed to have an attitude. When you pull up to a certain place, she's allowed to sit in that person's car and be disrespectful and dishonorable to them. This is the type of things this is the type of behavior that really, really gives the women a bad look here in the States. We really need to fix this attitude. And I really respect the way that he just decided, look, this just ain't gonna be for us. More men need to make that decision for themselves. Look, man, this just ain't gonna work. And in this way, we can be able to change the culture of women that we have right now. Because we need more men that's gonna put their foot down. Like, look, this is not what I'm finna have, baby. You feel me? I'm sorry. But look, this is just who I am. I need you to show me respect. If you ain't gonna show me respect, I gotta kick rocks. I gotta go. You feel me? Because I require it. I demand it. But, you know, of course, we got the simp universe or simp universities who's going to tell you, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Man, you shouldn't have did it. Nah, you treat people how you want them to treat you. If you going to be late, then I'm going to take you somewhere where I don't mind you being late. It's just that simple. If you want to treat me without respect, I'm going to treat you and I'm going to respect you, especially since I'm going to be one paying. Men need to start taking women on first dates for coffee. We need a coffee. And then make them work. Make them work for that more extravagant date. Work for that bragging right. So you can go brag about it to their friends. These women need to work for that shit. Just like as we need to work. But women get handed things on a silver platter, silver spoon. They get things, especially if you're beautiful. If you're a beautiful woman, you get everything handed to you. You don't have to work super hard to get anything done. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying that men should, after the 5th date, then I'm taking her somewhere extravagant. Nah, 2nd date, I see that I like you. I think that you good. Man, we're going on this nice ass date. Ruth Chris, baby. What's up? Get valet. You feel me? All that good stuff. Honestly. That's just me. That's how I feel like that it should be approached nowadays. Because the level and sense of entitlement is over the moon right now. It's crazy how entitled these women are nowadays. And, it's difficult to be able to manage it. Can you think about taking out 6 women who all believe they deserve Ruth Chris or deserve a high-end restaurant so you can impress them? And they might not be into you, and you might not be into them. But you stuck foot in the bill. Come on now. Alright, y'all, that's it for today's video. If you really enjoyed what you saw here today, if you got anything you want to say, man, leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the whole situation. Also, if you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell on the way out so you can receive all of my updated videos. Until next time, shalom.
Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop them. Do whatever you have to do to stop them.